Oh, I was getting good at it. Got too cocky. Too cocky. Pride comes before a fall. You don't have to mark it if you don't want to. F it. So, you want to make sourdough pizza? Who doesn't? It's delicious, but you don't know where to start. This is where you start with this video on how to build and make and maintain a sourdough starter. Let's get started. So we know when we make pizza or when we make bread, we need yeast. We need yeast to lift everything up, to make everything rise, and we're going to make some yeast in this jar because we're going to use wild yeast. And wild yeast is everywhere. Everywhere. It's in the air, it's in this flour, it's probably on my face. We're going to take our jar. This is a Weck jar. They're really good because they have a kind of loose fitting lid. You want a lid that you can leave slightly ajar because this kind of wild yeast burp out CO2 and ethanol and other byproducts. And we're going to add 100 grams of rye flour. And to this, I've got some water here. This is just tap water. So we want our water to be about 24 degrees Celsius, which is about 75 Fahrenheit. And we're going to add 125 grams of water. We're just going to mix it up with a rubber spatula. And you want to mix this really well. We don't want any dry bits in here. We're then going to use our rubber spatula to push down the sides. Then we're going to pop on a loose fitting lid. And then we're going to attach a rubber band. And you want the rubber band to be at the height of your starter. That way, kind of every day when we look at it and we check it, we can see how far it's risen, how far it's fallen, see how active it is. And we'll be back tomorrow to see how active this guy is and to move on to day 2. Day 2 of how to build and maintain a sourdough starter. I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems to be going okay. Yesterday, we made this guy. It looks exactly the same. We're going to feed our starter. Just means we're going to mix water and flour at certain quantities and mix it into the starter. That's going to kind of re-energize everything. So we're going to go in with 70 grams of starter. We're doing this into a clean jar every day so you can see what's happening. If you want to do this in the same jar, which you probably do, saves money, just weigh the jar before you commit to day 1. Today, we're going to add 110 grams of water. So you're going to want it about 23 degrees Celsius or 75 Fahrenheit. That's going to be the same every day. So for this first feed, we're going to add 50 grams of all-purpose flour or plain flour. And to that, we're going to add 50 grams of rye as well. And you can do this in any order you want. When you feed, you can mix the flour and the water together, then add that to the starter. You can add the flour, then the water, then the flour, whatever you want. You don't need to dissolve the starter in water or anything like that. Remember, you want to make sure you give it a really good mix, no dry bits. On the side of the jar so we get a nice level. We didn't see any rise at all yesterday. We might see some tomorrow. Exactly the same as yesterday. We'll sit on the counter in the kitchen. See you in 24 hours time. We're nearly there. We're not nearly there, we've just started, but it's going to be worth it. Welcome to day 3 of our sourdough starter journey. And on day 3, our starter is looking like this. Very good. We can see a clear rise from the rubber band. We can see bubbles, lots of activity going on. If after 3 days your starter isn't looking like this, if it hasn't risen at all, if you're just seeing like 2 bubbles, don't worry. Keep going. Trust the process. By the end of this, you'll definitely have an active starter. Our feeding today is going to be exactly the same as yesterday. So 70 grams of starter. When you're doing this, you'll notice the smells. Don't be put off by the smells. The smells get better. Once you've reserved 70 grams of starter, we're going to add to that 110 grams of water again. We're going with 50 grams of plain flour or all-purpose flour and 50 grams of rye flour. So just wipe the excess, pop the lid on, and we're going to leave this on the kitchen counter again overnight, another 24 hours at ambient room temperature. See you tomorrow. Something exciting happens tomorrow. Stay tuned. Day 4 of our sourdough starter journey, and look at this guy. You can see we've got about a finger's worth of rise there. Hasn't risen quite as much as yesterday, but we can still see bubbles, we can see activity. If yours doesn't look like this, remember it doesn't matter. Just keep going, keep following the process. Yours might look more grown than this. Today is also a great day because on day 4 we can name our starter. You can call yours whatever you want. Maybe Joe. That'd be nice. So day 4 and day 5 we're going to reduce our water. To our 70 grams of reserved starter today, we're going to add 100 grams of water. And then our flours are the same as yesterday. So we've got 50 grams of rye and 50 grams of all-purpose or plain flour. So making sure there are no dry bits. Once he's been fed, mixed, pushed down the sides, the same as every other day. Lid is on, rubber band is on. We're going to leave him in the counter, in the kitchen, and we'll see you tomorrow. Day 5 of our sourdough starter journey. This is exactly the same as day 4, exactly the same as yesterday. 70 grams of starter. We're going to add 100 grams of water. 50 grams. We're going to add 49.8 grams. So yeah, 49.8 grams of rye and 50 grams of all-purpose or plain flour. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Level top, watered and ready to sit at room temperature for a further 24 hours. See you tomorrow. Day 6 is here. So day 4 and day 5 have been exactly the same, whereas now we're going to change slightly and the amount of starter we retain is going to drop down. So we're going to retain just 50 grams. And you'll see a bit more bubbly activity. The smell will be starting to get a bit more pleasant now, and tomorrow it's going to start to smell even better. Our feed is going to be exactly the same still. So that's 100 grams of water, 50 grams of plain flour, and 50 grams of rye. And exactly the same as the last few days, push down at the sides to level it off. So pop the lid on, grab your rubber band. Join us tomorrow for day 7. I've got a really, is that all right? Day 7, when we will have an active sourdough starter, and then we can talk about all the things you can do with it. I regret the name, I wish I'd called him Rufio, but we are where we are. Malcolm is big and strong and bubbly, and you can see we've got kind of over a double rise there, which is excellent. After this feed, he's probably going to be good to make pizza. Your Malcolm, or Rufio, or Albert, or whatever you've called it, might not be looking quite as strong as that after 7 days. That's fine, that does happen when you're building starters. And you might find it needs 10 days or 14 days to get to this stage. That's fine, just keep going, keep feeding, until you start to see this double rise. So the feeding we perform right now, today, on our 7th day, is going to be the feeding we're going to use moving forward. So we're going to retain just 25 grams of starter. 100 grams of water. So you might find you want to play with the amount of flours you use, and you could do 20 grams of rye, 80 grams of plain flour. You can kind of feed it with any sort of flour now. Now we've got it established and it's off and running. But it is important that we always feed it with equal weights, flour and water. And always more than the starter that we leave. So if we were to leave 50 grams of starter, we can't feed it 40 grams of water, 40 grams of flour. So our final feeding of little Malcolm here was 25 grams of retained starter to 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour. You can get the starter ready quicker by leaving a bit more when you feed it. So if we were to leave, say, 40 grams and then feed it, it'll be ready much quicker. If we were just to leave 5 grams of starter and then feed it, it will take much longer. So you can control it around your working day or your schedule for baking. So the environment the starter is left in is going to have a big impact on when it will be ready as well. So if you've got a really warm environment, and you want to leave the starter there, that means it will peak much quicker than if you were to leave it somewhere cool. So that's it, that is our guide to building and maintaining a sourdough starter. Have fun with it, enjoy it. These guys are pretty resilient. If you forget to feed it one day, it will probably survive. You leave it in the fridge for a week and then get it out and start feeding it, it should come back. And if it dies, make another one. So that is it, that is day 1. And that is it. That is day 1 finished. Our rye, our water is in the jar. Fuck off, Pat. And that is it. Our starter is ready. We're going to leave this in the kitchen on the side, ideally around 23 degrees Celsius, 73 Fahrenheit. Pat!